just in time. I got my wine. I'm ready to have an amazing conversation. I hope you've been networking. I've been networking, enjoying myself. Don't forget, man, throughout these panel discussions and conversations that we're having, you, my friend, can be active inside the conversation by using the chat. So make sure you use the chat, all right? It is active. It is yours to do so. Matter of fact, just drop a little hey, child, hey, boo, or something in the comments right now just to let them know. So without any further ado, let's get this next discussion started. The one, the only, this lady is super talented, worked for many of record labels. I love when she's around. And she likes Paul Pope like me. We got the matching pink jersey. I don't know if she still got it. I've seen her in LA doing a thing at BT Awards, working with many of artists. Without any further ado, Sam is in the building. What's going on, Sam?
I am good. I'm good. I was hoping that you were going to talk a little longer because I was like, oh, I put all my phones on silent real quick because I'm getting phone calls right now, and I was like, I forgot. But I'm good. I am good. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you for giving me something to do, something wonderful and productive to do on a Saturday, and
yes,
I could spread some knowledge, talk to the youth them, and
Bless up. What's your nationality, Sam?
So I am from Queens. My dad's from Africa, and my mom is from Queens. So I'm really African American.
Okay, we got a little bit of everybody in here. You know, I know before you got in here, Strong and Doc was representing the Jamaicans real heavy. Big up to them.
I mean, you know, massive. Listen, at the end of the day, we all from the one big island, which is Africa.
That part right there.
Every last one of us. The diaspora is real.
With the same melanin. Okay? So look, I'm excited to have this conversation. First of all, let's not forget, Sam, we playing some cards today. Okay? So I hope you got your deck of cards. I got mine.
So
I'm gonna do my best to do this. If you say the word, you know, have you seen the rules yet?
No.
Okay.
The rule is no. Okay, you tell me the rules.
Oh my God. Are you good at cards? Because we're gonna figure this out together.
First of all, I was hoping that we could play spades, because if we were gonna do spades, you know, we could do big joker, little joker, deuce of diamonds, deuce of spade. Let's go. What we talking?
Well, my thing is I be reneging a lot, so I'm probably
not. Nah, you ain't on my team. You ain't on my team. I don't know if y'all can see me. First of all, okay, let's talk about this box. I know we're gonna get into the business.
Okay.
Seriously, this box that you guys have sent out everybody is simply amazing. But these cards are everything. They are all black, and it's like it's they're not matte, but they're just, I mean, I can't even explain.
They slippery.
Yeah. See, that's because you don't really know how to play cards. Like,
ooh, got the be more careful. Okay, she ready. Well, listen, if you're at home, you can play this game with us too. I'm gonna do my best to try to keep up with her pace. So the rules of this game is: you've been to baby showers where if you say the word baby, give me your pen. Come up off your pen. This time, all right, if you say the word can I say music?
Well, you can say it for the rules.
Oh, for the rules, okay. If you say the word music, then the other person gets to draw cards from their deck. 2 cards, I believe it's 2 cards, right? And the person at the end of the conversation with the most spades wins.
Okay.
Sounds simple enough, right?
Okay. So if I say music, like, hey, so, you know, in the music business, you draw 2 cards. And, you know, once I got into the music business, you would draw another 2 cards. And at the end of the game, if you say music, then I get to draw cards and
Right. And at the end of the conversation, whoever got the most cards wins this thing. Kind of simple. We start off with 2 cards. I believe we start off drawing 2.
All right. So I've drawn my 2.
All right. Well, now that you got your cards, we are ready to go, ladies and gentlemen. I know y'all been waiting for these keys. She about to drop them. Let's do this thing. We're gonna start this conversation. The power of the pivots. You know what I'm saying? COVID-19 has taught a lot of people a lot of things. It's made a hustler out of me. That's for damn sure. I'm pretty sure it did the same for you, right? Mm-hmm. So how has COVID affected your job, the music industry, and how were you able to, and you guys pivot a little bit?
You know, I think on a broader scope, COVID has just affected everybody, you know, so
except for Atlanta, but yeah, I'm sorry.
Except for Atlanta. But let's paint the picture of COVID really forcing the entire world to pivot. So it's not just our industry, it's the bigger picture, right? So when we go into just day-to-day life, how have people really changed how they do literally anything for, especially in the beginning where we weren't really sure. We didn't have enough information. There wasn't really a lot of factual information that was being shared and spread. So that forced everybody to just completely shut down. So what does that mean for the music business? A few things. In the draw card.
Oh, thank you for helping me. Hold on, I'm gonna draw. Here I go.
But you know, what does that mean for our industry? So that really meant that people had to figure out a few things. How did we function prior to? What I do, my role is I get records played on the radio, right?
I'm sorry. I want to interrupt you real quick.
Uh-huh.
I didn't let you tell what you do so people know a little bit. I like how you just segued that, like, just let y'all know, you know, let them know who you is real quick, what you do.
Okay, well, as you started off, I am Sam Selolwane, aka Sam the Hype Beast. Follow my socials. I am the Senior Vice President of Promotion for RCA Records. RCA Records is home to your favorite artists' favorite artists. So that would be Chris Brown, Usher, Alicia Keys, Miguel, A$AP Ferg, A$AP Rocky. We've got newcomers such as Fouché, who has a super dope song called Deep End. The list kind of goes on. New rappers by the name of Chef G, Sleepy Hollow, Winter Circle. Yeah, we have a plethora of
You've
artists.
worked with everybody.
Yeah, the resume is the resume, I don't say, you know, I think my resume is more fun than it is anything, because every last one of these artists are my favorite to listen to. I love each one of them. So
you're kind of a big deal, but go ahead.
So I would say that to say that that my job is to get records played on the radio, your local stations across the country. We handle the radio campaigns for every artist that I've named, and then some. Jasmine Sullivan, who just released a song this past week.
Wow.
So every time you hear a song on the radio, there's a machine and there's a group of people that are behind the scenes getting those songs on the radio. Now, how does radio work? Radio, you know, I'm not the only label, so it's not just RCA. You've got Atlantic, you've got Epic, you've got Def Jam, you've got Warner Brothers, you've got Capitol. So you've got all these different artists that are all on different labels. Every label goes to the radio station to ask for what we call a rotation slot. There's only 24 hours in a day, and a radio station can only rotate a certain amount of songs a certain amount of times. You know, it's not as almost like open formatted as a streaming platform. Spotify, Pandora, Tidal. Yeah, they could always create a new playlist. We can't create a new 24 hours. We can't create a new 3 minutes. So that means that there's a lot of competition when it comes to getting records on the radio. So how does that all boil back down to? If you are a radio station, you have to think, is this song gonna resonate with my audience? Is this song gonna resonate with the people in my city and in my market? Now, if I am coming to you with a brand new artist, her name is Flo Milli. Flo Milli, bitch. So if I'm coming with Flo Milli, right? You've never heard of Flo Milli. You're in, let's say you are in Atlanta. Where's Flo Milli from? Flo Milli is from Mobile, Alabama. So if you've never heard of Flo Milli, you don't know her movement, you don't know anything, you would have to, in the past, what we would do, and I'm kind of creating this picture to show how things had to change.
Please create the picture. I'm here for it. Let me grab one. Go ahead.
We would have to bring in artists into a market. Have you ever heard people do like artist meet and greets? You could listen to the radio and it's like, this artist is going to be at a shoe store or a restaurant, or they're going to be doing a private show and you could win tickets. We would do those kinds of things to create a localized fan base, to introduce that individual artist into that individual market, because Orlando is different than Miami, which is different from Tampa. Just because
you gotta know your stuff.
So just because y'all all in Florida doesn't mean that y'all all the same and y'all all like the same vibe. You know what I mean? Duval might like something over here, but you know, South Beach is like, nah, we're not really rocking with that. So everybody has to play this role of introducing these individual artists. So we would do promo runs. Promo runs mean you're going into a market. It's similar to kind of like a campaign trail. Shaking hands, kissing babies, you're going into like the little mom and pop stores, you're meeting people, you're saying, hey, this is who I am, here's my music, here's my story, here I am as an artist.
Yeah, that's big. Even the president got to go on promo runs.
And that's why we call it like it's similar to a campaign trail, because you now have you have to think about the fact that a consumer, when you're having these conversations with a consumer, if I want to listen to something, you have to appeal to me enough to want to type your name in if I want to hear something, and or if I'm listening to a radio station that I'm not going to tune out when your song comes on. So I have to like Megan Thee Stallion enough to be like, Dag, I want to hear this Megan song, or I want to hear, if a station is playing a song, I want to hear that song, let me turn it up, as opposed to punching out. So
big facts. Now I know you talked about the promo run. I'm sorry, before you get off the promo run, it's been hard with COVID. How have you been able to hit these streets?
That's where the pivot comes in. So that was before. All of that was to show what we did. And now that you no longer have that, like, we ain't getting on no plane. I'm barely going to the bodega. I'm in New York. Like, I'm not going to the corner store. Like, nah, B, you're going to meet me at the door. Like, let me get my stuff and let me Lysol it down and, we'll call it a day. So, I say that to say the changes that have happened have been, how do we now still do what we need to do, which is we're still introducing new acts. We started our promo run with Mulatto literally before COVID hit. When the entire country started to shut down, she was doing a Midwest run. She was in the Midwest doing, we had her in Cleveland, Cincinnati, Columbus, and Detroit, and they were doing.
So it's still possible to be running and getting it done.
Well, no, this was before COVID. You remember, like COVID, like the nationwide shutdown was like March 12th, around March 12th and March 20th. They Flo Milli and Mulatto were all on the road literally at the exact same time, and we had to pull them off the road because now the entire country went into lockdown. So we still had to create those moments where we're introducing these artists, in a different way. So we've just now all become tech savvy. So now we all know how to work a Zoom. We know how to work Teams. We know how to work Twitch. We know, like, I know how to do edits in my backyard on my phone and apps and everything. So what happens is, the business has always been about being as flexible as possible. I mean, our business, sometimes you could do things so last minute, but you still have to deliver things. We had to figure out, what do we still need to do? And how do we still get to the audience? So getting to the audience was just through this medium, whether it now became, instead of going to a radio station, we were doing private Zoom meet and greets where you could talk to your favorite artist, but on Zoom. We were doing, obviously the Instagram lives, and a lot of jocks, a lot of artists all started doing Instagram lives. It became, how do we now create the digital content that we can deliver to the audience, but it still be something that people would want to see?
Now look, we only got like 4 more minutes. I see them trying to rush me, but I got to get these keys from Sam while she here. Listen, you've dropped so much just now. I'm trying to soak it all in. I know they try to do the same thing. How important is it to pivot right now? Because as you can tell, your artists and everybody, you still got to get your message across. You still got to get that music out. You can't just be sitting on it. For everybody sitting back there like, I'm going to just wait till this Rona stuff pass, bro. I'm going to just try.
Listen, if you wait, you ain't going to be able to get in the club. You're going to be hating from outside the club when you can't even get in. Like everything honestly changes. Like everything changes. You know, this isn't the first time that industries have had to undergo seismic changes that completely shifted. We used to sell CDs. We used to sell something physical. There used to be physical stores where people would go to go buy something. I have, let me see. I have vinyl. Y'all don't know nothing about this, but this is mini Ripperton.
Look at you.
You know, this right here is my record player. Like we used to have something physical that we could have. What happened? iTunes came, LimeWire, Napster, file sharing. So it all before Spotify, it all went into a digital form. When you go into digital, now we have to figure out how are we going to deal with a digital landscape when we were still a physical industry. That was a pivot. Then came from iTunes and all of that, then came a streaming service. So now we have to figure out how do you pivot from like buying something from iTunes to now just streaming it for free. So all of those things change. And if for any artists that are out there, for anybody who wants to get into the business, if you are not adjusting with the times, you honestly will get left out. That's just factual.
Drop the mic, Obama. Drop the mic, Obama out. Boom. I wish I had a microphone. I would have dropped it. But I'm cheap. I don't want to pay for it. Listen, oh my God, they wrapping us up. We got 1 minute left. How many cars you got?
Quick. That was quick.
They talking about 1 minute. I see y'all. Okay, we coming. We got 1 minute left.
Okay.
But how many cars did you got? How many spades you got? I got 1, 2. Is this?
No, first of all, do you even know what a spade is? I think you only said music once.
You're right.
So I don't have any spades. So I didn't pick any spades. I have 3 cards. The 2 that we started with and one that I picked.
Okay, I ain't got none. So you won automatically. Congratulations. You're a winner yet again. Thank you so much for coming. You know, blessing us with these gems. Where can people find you, follow you, check you out? Go ahead and let them know, girl.
Listen, if you guys want me to ignore you, just go ahead and come to my DMs because I definitely don't answer them. But you know, I'm just keeping it 100. But you know what? Shoot your shot. Hey, shoot your shot. No, seriously. Sam the Hype Beast. All socials, everything. I definitely am on Instagram a lot more than I am on Twitter. So at Sam the Hype Beast, and I'm just joking. I do try to go into the DM and try to check questions, but y'all be sending some wild stuff sometimes. So I'm like, yeah, let me not go into purgatory. Let me not go into this wild stuff.
You know what? We ain't gonna get into the DMs, boy. People is be smart in these DMs. That's a whole nother panel discussion for a whole other day.
Don't send me no music either.
Just the link too. Don't do that. Do not send somebody just the link in the DMs and be I sent you my music. That's not, baby boy. That's not the way to do it. But listen, thank you so much for joining us today. This has been an amazing experience. Oh my God. We got more on the way. You're not going nowhere. You're going to stick around and hang out a little bit, network?
Yeah, we're supposed to, I think there's a Q&A at the end, right?
Yes. You on your stuff. Listen, if I had I would cheers to you. That was a good one. You got it. You on point with it. There's a Q&A coming up later, ladies and gentlemen. But right now, Sam, it's about to be lit because guess what? We are about to hop into an artist that's not in your DMs. Ah, look at that. Virtually, they're about to perform right now in our Ham in the Booth. This is where the independent artists come, show, do they thing right here virtually, social distance. You know what I'm saying? So they get their point across and be seen by people like you. So without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's hop into the next artist. Clap it up for show some love for Joe Morales.